both you guys. All you guys. Hey, bro. Bad Boys TV. And it's the 2020 CSI Expo. It's just the live stream. So you guys already played the first set of the finals. It's weird for them to move you, or were you playing there the whole time?
Yeah, I can see your rack. Streaming live.
Oh, hey, Ryan, this is it. He did say 2020 CSI Expo. That's the.
Okie doke. Hey. Hey. That's me. I guess we're still live. I didn't realize we hadn't turned these off. This is Summerfield Habner with Bad Boys TV coming to you live from the BCA Worlds here in Las Vegas, Rio Casino. This is the 2020 CSI Expo. Right now we have Chaisson and Larsen versus Dueber and Grow. I am not sure which team is which. It's going to be an adventure. Maybe I can get on the chat room and the chat room can tell me if anybody out there is watching. It's going to take me a little bit to get caught up, but feel free to let me know who's who. There we go. Like I said, hopefully we got some people out there in the chat room. Let me know which team is which. This, I believe, still is game one. Between games, I'll probably go out and check just to make sure. But if anybody out there knows, please let me know. And I'm back here. We've got the inside scoop. Right now we have Chaisson Larsen at the table. Score is 0-0. Betsy, thank you for reaching out up there. Please correct me if I'm doing something wrong. But nothing in this race to 3, and this is a big money set. This is the second round of the finals. Dueber is the biggest guy of the 4. Okie doke, and he's in a black shirt. I know that. Nice. Good community out there. We're working through this thing. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe, let us know so that if you're interested in watching more pool, it'll inform you when we're streaming. So this must be Grow at the table right now. He's in the Yankees hat. He's got a good shot in the side here. It looks like he might be trying to deal with that 4-ball right now. Looks like he's got a good line to just push straight through and maybe not deal with it. It looks like that 4-ball just cuts in. John's got the inside scoop on hard-boiled eggs. Believe it or not, that's important information sometimes. If I have to Google hard-boiled eggs cooking one more time, I will feel even dumber than I do now. I'm not sure I would take that 3 right then. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the 4 doesn't go as is. So Stripes got their work cut out for him, and Chaisson Larsen coming back to the table. Nope. No, I think that's Dueber right there. All right. That's what you were saying, Betsy, was Chaisson Larsen. Gotcha. Dueber at the table now, taking a good look, and there's not a lot doing for Stripes right now. You can fly at this 13, try and cut it and bust into all those balls, and I don't like how that's going to work out. Something might happen. You know what I like to do in this situation? I'm probably going to kick off that right side rail into the 12 ball and leave them buried. Can also play off the 13 and do the same thing. I just want to leave them underneath that 9, 11, 15. I think he's taking a stab at this 13. Hits it real. I don't know if he caught it going in. I think he might have kicked it and didn't get to a rail afterwards. Yep, that's ball in hand. All right, so that means Chaisson and Larsen coming back to the table. I want to move that 8 ball pretty bad. That 3 ball goes from most anywhere. I think I'm lining up a little bit high of the 4 ball, and I'm going to nudge the 8 ball towards the right side of the table, so I know I leave myself a cut on the 3. Not sure what he's looking at, but a lot of different ways to go about this. A lot of ways to cook a hard-boiled egg, as we're learning in the chat room, and to skin a cat. Yeah, I think he's going to want to go the other way. I think if he looks at it long enough, I think he's going to want to take that 4 ball and nudge that 8. Because that 8 ball, it cuts in that lower right-hand corner pocket, but it's tough to get to the backside. That's another option. Maybe he's just planning on moving that, we'll call it the 14 ball above the 4. Maybe just trying to bump that 14 ball out of the way, and that way you do have a clear path. And I do think that's the thinking. I want to leave myself a little more of an angle. The last thing I want to do is get behind that 14. That's a pretty shot. Nudged it just enough. If I'm his partner, I'm pretty happy right now. I think this is Larsen coming back to the table. So Larsen with just a little nip draw on this 3, even just stop it. Those balls are blocking you from the scratch. Yeah, I think you'd take the 3 in the corner at this point. I like taking it in the side earlier, but not here. And that's a tough shot under the pressure. I think if you would have made it, it wouldn't have slid out of the way of that 8 ball too. I think he was in good position, but it's easy to just kind of overstroke that ball. Caught it a little bit too thin and missed, hit into that head rail. Still, not really selling the farm. Your 3 balls in the way of several of their balls. No clear path to an opening ball. Can back cut that 13. Otherwise, I think you're looking at a combo. All right, yep. Trying to cut that 13. That was a pretty thin cut to make. Looking at a kick here. Boy, there's not a lot of makeable stuff going on for that 3 ball. Honestly, I'm looking at probably 1 rail kicking this and trying to 2 rail bank the 3 into the upper left-hand corner if I'm shooting it. He's got to hit this with a bunch inside to get down there if he's hitting that high on the rail. Otherwise, he's aimed right at that 9 ball. Hopefully he's going to swerve that a little bit. Oh, and great contact. Nice shot. All right. Play again. I know at some point you got to go, but I want to play safe here. I would just knock up into that 13. Probably wouldn't even pocket the ball. Just leave him where he can't get to that 3. All right, back cut on that 12. Oh, bobbles it perfectly. So, I mean, you hope you make that ball, but if you don't, that's how you miss it. And again, yeah, tough shot on this 3 ball. Probably thinking about getting underneath it. This is... Oh, no way, did it not get there? Oh, all right, well, that changes things. This is Dueber and Grow. Getting back to the table, not sure where to take that 8. No, okay. I thought that they had chosen an interesting shot. I thought it was solid's turn last time. They shot a stripe. That makes sense. And they're just kind of thinking they're not going to get out here. And it is a tough table from here. I like shooting the 11 ball right now. I want to leave the cue ball in a position where if you don't make it, because you still got to deal with that 9 and the 15. And this is a great time right now. Once you do that, though, you got to make sure you're out. And this might be a time where I get to that right triangle of the table. If I went from corner pocket to diagonal corner pocket on the lower right side of the table, pretty much anywhere down there until you get to the 15, you're safe. So I'm going to try and leave the cue ball in some part or region there. Just maybe glance off the 13 and over there. This is Dueber and Grow. The other option is to go for it. Take that 10 right now. Push forward. Probably going to glance off the 15. If you hit this soft enough, you got to cut on the 9 ball up in the upper left-hand corner pocket. So we'll see what they decide to do. It's a tough call here. These guys obviously fought a long ways to get here, play really well together. This is the finals, and it is tough to make it all the way here. I mean, this is the big show, the big dance, and a lot of pressure on these players. They had to make a lot of things happen to get here. So congratulations to both of them, one way or the other. All right, so nicking that 3 ball to make it. Gets the 3 ball out of the way. I like that. Unfortunately, doesn't leave you a good line on anything. Now's when you play safe. Just hit into that 13 ball, leave them anywhere down there. Get that 13 off the rail. Leave it so they can't cut that 3, and you're going to be in a way better position to run out, even if they do get a good hit. John suggesting banking that ball on the head rail to the lower left. You totally can do that. Getting up to that 15 ball. There you go. A good line. You're probably going to nudge that 8 here. Use the 8 ball to stop your cue ball and have a shot on the 9. Just want to make sure you don't nudge that 8 ball right in the side pocket. It's something to be aware of. Well, I tell you what, that was the shot. And he gets paid off with a lucky save. Definitely took the right shot. Definitely nudged that 8 ball well. Just missed the shot. It's easy to do when you're trying to do too many things. I think you're going to see a kick off that right side rail, trying to pocket it in the lower left-hand corner pocket. Lining up there, picking that point. Not sure how he's going to choose to dissect this, but that is, yep, that's straight there. Straight at the 3 ball. Okay, so kind of doing a rail first type thing, measuring the distance to the 3 ball and then picking a point out there. That's a fun way to do it. And honestly, that spot he picked, I think gets him close. It's a very makeable ball. I think the mistake people can make here is hitting this ball really hard. I don't think you need to. You might want to hit it with a little pace, but you want to leave the cue ball down there. You don't want to get him back to the center of the table, give him a bunch of options. If I make that 3 ball and I get a shot on the 8, I'm going to make that ball. But if I miss it and go out to the center, the other team's excited. They're ready to roll. Let's see him drill this kick. Oh, man, good hit. All right, and keeping that 3 by the pocket, not leaving anything too easy. I think you're probably going to take the 9 first here on the side. You got to do a little something with it. I don't think just pushing forward is going to get you too good. You're going to hit right by the 13. So you either want to hit some high outside here, some high right. I guess maybe that's inside from here. Well, there's that safety up by the 13 I've been talking about. That's perfect. Definitely blocks. Still a chance at the kick, but that kick ain't easy. It's like they always say, kicking ain't easy, but it's necessary. And they chase kick shots like Tom chases Jerry. It looks like there might be a line based on that system. I don't know if they're measuring right in the center of that ball. Yeah, they definitely like that system. And I've seen the pros. I mean, Shane uses that system and does it very, very well. So these real close to the soft rail, they call that. Really close to the soft rail, that system is incredibly effective. You just got to make sure you pick out which piece of the ball you want to hit on. Also, a lot of people shoot this with running English, and that kind of helps throw that ball into the corner. Look at that shot. Perfect. Straight in on the 8 ball. This is still a challenging shot. I kind of like to leave this up in the middle of the table area, just not leaving anything too easy. Tough cut on the 15, tough cut on the 9, tough cut on the 13, and hope that 8 goes in. Used to play with a player, Alex Dobler, and I missed the shot a couple times. And he looked at me and he said, "You know what I do when I hit the shot? I touch my cue, my backhand, with 2 fingers and 2 fingers only." What a shot. Man, pushes past that side pocket, taking down a win. That's huge. Chaisson Larsen, 1-0. And this is Dueber to break. Let's see how they're breaking it. Got some folks out there. Thanks for being active in the chat room. Betsy sounds like she knows one of these players here. John, you've been watching all day. Surf Topics, thanks for being here. Love that you guys are tuning in. Like I said, make sure to tell your friends. They say that Sharon is Karen. I don't know what that means or who she is, but if you know her, introduce me. Hit that bell. That's going to notify you every time we go live. That is a killer break. Narrowly avoiding that side pocket, but looking I think they're all up there. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 balls. This brings Chaisson Larsen back to the table. And they're coming off a big win here. I mean, a game is huge in a race to 3. Huge. All right. Let's see. I'm a stripes guy. I know that doesn't make sense and it's not smart, but for some reason, the first balls I look at are stripes every single time. Right now, the only trouble ball I see on the table is the 14. 13 is a little tough to get on, but I still think I'm going to go solids because of that. Because that 4 ball is pocketable, 7 ball goes, 7 ball leads to the 2 ball. Everything for solids looks pretty straight right now. It's tempting to take that 1 first. I don't know that that's the right shot. If I take the 1, I'm probably going to try and get on the 6 or the 3 next. And I think that's what he's looking at, is where he'd want to be to shoot that 6. Oh, there you go. So he's looking at the 1, 6, 4. So nice and easy out to that point he just pointed out on the 1. And then just roll forward on that 6 ball to make sure you leave yourself good on the 4. And once you cut that ball in, I mean, like I said, 7 leads to the 2, 2 to the 5, and you gotta figure out where you're gonna shoot that 8 ball. But things open up. I mean, and overrolled that ball. All right, so you reset. Maybe you take the 7 now and deal with the 2. You still have a way to get back up table. Yeah, but you don't just want to keep hammering balls in either. So if you make this 7, you got to make sure you're dealing with the 2 right away. This isn't quite a stop shot. This is called a replacement shot, and hit a little too high on the ball to do that. I can't tell if you can still see enough of that 2 to pocket it. It looks like it's not quite enough, which probably means it's just barely enough. I've been wrong about that all day. So here's hoping he's got enough of that 2 ball. And so 2 does go over there. 2's probably going to run you into the 11. If it doesn't run you into the 11, you're going to be looking good on the 5. You don't really want to overhit this shot. You hit it too hard, you get back into the clustery area, and I want to deal with the 5 now. So maybe he's not going to bump the 11. Taking his time, taking another look at it. I completely support that. Nice shot. Little nudge on the 11, but a little nudge gives a little more room for that 8 ball. 8 still doesn't really hit. I guess the 8's got the upper right-hand corner pocket. It's got the lower left-hand corner pocket. And it might squeeze by that 12 ball. But I don't know how you're going to get to that side of it. So I think my key ball at this point is going to be the 6. You want to use the 6 to get on the 4. But what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and draw out to the upper left-hand side of the table. I'm going to try and use the 3 to get to the 4, and then I'm going to use the 6 to get to the 8. And I'm not that guy at the desk that says, tell me I'm wrong or prove me wrong. I know for a fact I can be wrong multiple times in a single sitting. I have a knack for that, but that's what I'm looking at. The only trouble here, you don't want to come back across to the right side of the table quite as much as this angle implies, because this is leading you right to the 9 ball if you don't draw a bunch off this ball. Maybe even the 11. Yeah, so that's coming just straight across. Now you got a pretty wicked cut on the 3. But this can work. So 3 to the 6, 6 to the 4, and then you're going to figure out where to put the 8 ball. So I'm going to hit this 3 ball with low left, and it's going to slide before it catches. Then I'm going to hit the left side rail, and it's going to pop out perfectly for that 6 ball. Or I'm not going to stroke it enough, and it's going to roll too far down, and I'm going to be like, where the heck am I going to cut that 6? Yeah, taking your time with those shot is definitely the way to go. Man, I thought a race to 5 was quick. A race to 3 is really quick. It's like maybe lining up to bank that 3 ball. Not. Nope. Back cutting and getting around the 15. What a pretty shot. That was great. Well, this is a great angle. I think making this 6 ball leads you right into making contact with the 4. And I don't know what's going to happen from there, but anywhere is probably going to be better than where that 4 ball is right now coming from that angle. Oh, are you going to get right inside it? That was pretty. Unfortunately, missed the ball. Yeah, I'm not sure where to go from here. Well, Stripes with a great opportunity. They were looking pretty good there, like the run out was possible. And this is a more complicated table now. There's a lot of places to duck if you're the Stripes. And I think patience is going to win this game. All right, so 15. 15's leading up there. Hit it a little firm, so getting down to the 10 ball. I'm tempted to take that 12 on the side right now if I have enough angle to pop up and hit the 14. Because I would love to get that out there. James, did I give you any practice time in Summerfield? I'm not sure what that means. I will say yes. You definitely deserve some practice time. We all do. I need plenty more than I get. Oh, have I gotten any? I have not gotten any. I actually haven't hit a ball in 2 days. I play at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm going to get done here. This is the last match I'm going to do of the night, and then I'm going to go get some practice time in. And believe it or not, I'm going to try to sleep. It's something I'm familiar with. The concept it sounds attractive, and I think I'm going to try and execute. Been getting a little bit of sleep here and there, but it hasn't been enough, and even though I want to sit there and hit balls till I'm cross-eyed, I think it is probably going to do me a lot more good to get some sleep. So I'm going to try and do that. Only at a tournament with 400 people on it, if you get a bye, do you not play till the next day. So today I don't play they started today. I don't play until tomorrow. And tomorrow 9 a.m. we're going to find out if I'm able to pull it off. I don't play till 7:30 p.m., which is a significant break. And during that time, I imagine I'll be back on the air. Somebody mentioned a nap. John, yes. Efren definitely gets his naps in between chess, poker, and his hobbies. If you ask Efren, he's a passionate chess player, passionate poker player, and kind of rarely will acknowledge his love for pool, or that I've seen anyway. He just received the Pool Lifetime Achievement Award. I forget what that's called, but pretty cool. I got to meet Efren for the first time this year at Derby City Classic, and you wonder what a life is like when everyone in a room is staring at you. You know, when everybody wants to talk to you, everybody wants a piece of you, nobody knows who you are, and he deals with it so graciously. He was nice enough to take a picture with me in the elevator. We had an almost accidental elevator ride. I knew he was walking down the hall, and I just conveniently timed it well. So got a picture with him, and that sure means a lot to me. And we're lucky to be able to see him play. My good friend Joel Peck was able to play him in Banks, and fared pretty well. He got a game in on Efren. Not a lot of people in the world can say they have a YouTubeable match against Efren Reyes. So that was a pretty big win for him. Oh, man, great cut on that 6 ball. Overcut it. I'm still in some ways here with you players or playing like you guys are. When I overcut that ball, I'm almost fine with it. I'm like, nice, I didn't hit that ball fat, because that's how I miss it so frequently. Yep, John, you're right about that. Earl is here. This is the first time I've seen Earl play in real life, and I've seen him talk a lot more than I have seen him play. But he's hitting balls faster than he's talking, and he's talking a mile a minute. He's a pretty remarkably unique individual and just a heck of a pool player. He was hitting a stroke shot out here in the lobby. They got a 9-footer set up for him. I think it's how they keep him busy. He's out of the main room too, so it stays quieter in here. And he was yelling something about, I'm not even going to bring it up, something political. But he was firing this ball, an inside draw shot to draw back to the rail to go forward 3 rails to make a ball in the opposite corner. So combined, it's a change of direction and then about 20 feet of length of strength gained entirely by English. It was pretty incredible. He kept looking around like anybody was going to understand how amazing the shot was, and nobody was acknowledging it soon enough, so he had to tell him what a hard shot it was. And he's right. It was a really tough shot. So somebody mentioned Solid's missing some great opportunities, and it's true. But Stripes are just back here. They've been here the whole time, man. And like I said, patience is going to win this game. This is a very, very makeable 14 ball. You want to make sure you pocket that ball. Yeah, probably wanted to draw it just a little bit more than that. This is a thin cut on the 3. What I don't like is that side pocket right there. And if I were them, I would be trying to hold up to take the 11 in the lower left-hand corner pocket and follow down for the 12 ball. But there's a lot of good options here. You can kind of hit some low right with this and go right back at that 8 ball and take the 11 in the side. Yeah, Mosconi is the greatest for the game of all time since bank time. I think it's an age-old argument. I think the game has changed so dramatically. I think that he was one of the most dominant forces in pool for a long period of time. Definitely a very versatile player. The equipment that they were playing on then, not nearly as difficult as it is now. But the truth is, people gripe about playing conditions, and we get to gripe about things like the felt isn't brand new or the balls aren't clean. And I think that pool tables were a little more rough back then. I think that's why you see that firm center ball, straight pool stroke. Yeah, I mean, could Mosconi, we just had John Schmidt run 626 balls. Could Mosconi have run 626 on a table like this? He only ran 526. Or wasn't that it, 526? Oh, get down there. I like that idea of taking the 11 now and drifting down to the 12. Oh, yeah, Cicero Murphy. What about Bugs Rucker, man? One of the greatest bank pool players of all time, Bugs. I don't know if you guys have seen that tutorial, but that guy breaks down some banks in a hilarious way and also in a very brilliant way. Bugs is phenomenal, but what an entertaining fella. One of those Chicago bank pool players. Mosconi could play with a broomstick. It's a popular hustle. I myself have been known to play with a bridge from time to time, and I don't do that well, not at all. Yeah, I mean this is do or die bank right here, baby. Fire that 6 ball in, drift up for the 8 ball. That's what I'm doing anyway. There's safe options, but they ain't worth it. And here we go. I believe this is Chaisson at the table. So when you see this ball missed, you see it missed short a lot. And that's because most players didn't grow up on diamonds. This is a pretty young man, so maybe he did. And look at that in the back of the pocket. What a shot, man. What a shot. This is thin, and you're going to make contact with the rail. It looks like you got to. So you're just going to push this ball right towards the closest edge of the pocket you can. Oh, he didn't even make contact. He did have room. Sorry, I was watching the game. Back in the Daytona, you're absolutely right. And I think that that's one of the best things that we've seen. One of my favorite things about going to tournaments like this and tournaments like being down in the South is seeing diversity in the game of pool. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and there just isn't, especially Eugene, Oregon. I mean, there's not a lot of diversity in the game, and I like playing new players, any new players, no matter what. And it is so fun getting to play players. Whoa, something just slammed down. Getting to play players who have played a different game than you've played the whole time. And bank pool is one of those games. Bank pool oftentimes is thought of, as kind of ghetto Chicago or South game. And I love that game. Some of the most creative and talented shooters I've ever seen in my life are bank pool players. There's a fella down here that I'm going to try and get a game with. Well, we'll see. Things are getting interesting already, but probably try to make it over to Griff's and get a game with. And he grew up playing. His name's Brother Bill. Brother Bill's been playing bank pool since back in the day. Played with Bugs, played with Cicero, and it just a really phenomenal player. So there's a lot of great games out there, and hopefully the better we get at one game, the more comfortable we get. We find something new to try. And here we go. That was Chaisson Larsen going to 2-0. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not. Chaisson drilled that bank. I know he did. I believe that's... Let me know if I'm saying the wrong person, please. I'm sorry. We usually have a little sheet to have people filled out, but we didn't know we were going to do this one. But this is a finals, and I didn't feel right not doing it. So, come on, something get in there. All right. Back to the table. This is Dueber. Yep. This is going to be Dueber and Grow. Stripes. Stripes. Solids? Solids. Man, that Magic Rack situation is ugly. Yeah, Chaisson made the bank. I kind of like the stripes, and I think I like using the 9 to break out those two balls. Maybe he's thinking the same. Mm, 13, 15, 13. And you know what? That 12 may very well go. So if you can do that, you may not even need to deal with the 9 ball breaking it out. And here we go. He's a cut on that 13. This might seem like a funny one, but I'm going to use this for my breakout. But I'm not going to go straight off of it. I want to go to the rail first. Maybe. No, maybe he's a little far back from the pocket. I think, you got to get past that 6-5, and I don't want to run in either one of those balls. So if I push past there, and I think I can, I think I can hit this with high right. Maybe just straight high ball, making contact with a 6. All right. So you made the ball. Not sure what it's going to get you at this point, though. If I'm him, I'm thinking about a safety option. One of the things I'd consider is glancing off the bottom side of that 9 ball and getting back to the 12. Kind of a straight pull back in the, one pocket back in the stack shot. Hans, I have played backwards pool. You also call that Karen pool. It's a fun one. Teaches you how to scratch, which is one of the most important skills you can have in this game, because that teaches you how not to scratch. Once you realize what's naturally going to scratch, then you can realize what natural shots to be afraid of and how to manipulate them out of the pocket. It's a huge shot. Again, drilling that long ball, but just not really getting into a position that's going to help him win this game. Opening some stuff up. This is either Dueber or Grow. I'm going to call him Grow. So I think your natural shot here is to kick into the 9. I like kicking full into the 9 and hoping I drift up against that 12 ball. That's my wishful thinking here. Unless you got a jump cue. Then you pull on out your jump cue. Still a pretty long jump. You're going into off the table, but I think I can settle that baby down. Oh, Betsy. Doobie can shoot. Doobie just drilled that ball. And, I mean, you don't know how things are going. Doobie might be Dueber punt. Look at that. Look at this. Paid off for a great kick. Oh, and that rack. I love the magic rack, and that's why I love getting it off the table as soon as I'm done using it, which I do 50% of the time. I'm playing safe. I am trying to pocket that 4 ball, calling safe, and I'm pushing to the side pocket and back up under that 3-2, hopefully. You're absolutely right, John. It robbed the safe. Or just glance off the 4 ball and leave yourself with the 5-6 blocking the 9. A lot of options here. I think if you're in this position, what you see a lot of newer players do is to try and pocket all these balls. And Mike likes calling them soldiers on the field. And when you got our soldiers in battle, he likes saying soldiers. I feel the same way. I want all of my tools out there to use. And yeah, I want to keep those balls on the table. So here's a great time to do it. I'd probably just nudge right into that 2 ball and leave myself sandwiched between the 2-3. And there's not a heck of a lot you can do. And once I've got ball in hand, this table looks runnable to me for solids. Look at that. Even got little nudge out and still looking terrific. Yeah, I mean, where are you kicking here? You're kicking into the 9 ball? Side rail into the 9. Oh man, I missed the breakout. That's what I'm saying for solids here. Looking real good. This is going to seem counterintuitive, but I am shooting the 7 ball in the upper left-hand corner pocket right away. Everything else that I have is tied up. And on top of that, I'm going to shoot a stop shot. I'm going to put it right to the left of that 9 ball, just a little higher. I'm going to drill the 7 up in that upper left-hand corner pocket. I'm going to play the 1 to get back to the center of the table. And I'm going to run out. I'm going to try to run out. I think they're in a good position to do it. This is Chaisson Larsen, and they are at 2-0 right now. The one thing I know I'm not going to do is I'm not going to line up a combo here. There's a lot of memes you see out there when you that say something like, with ball in hand and you see your teammate lining up a combo, and there's a reason. It's an easy shot to miss. But I have seen all day long players of all skill levels playing fabulous combination shots that make me feel pretty silly because I am not nearly. Sorry, an announcement was going out and I missed most of it. Why not shoot it into the top left corner? That's a really good question, Mike. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, I don't like saving that. Maybe the thinking is the 7 is in the way, but I think just playing safe. All right. But again, that's just, he could have done the same thing with the 7 ball and called safe and gotten under there. Followed it down. Maybe this is just torturing, 1 ball at a time. But eventually they're going to hit that ball. And if they hit that ball, you could be left in a way less advantageous position. I mean, they right now could just push through and break those balls open so you don't have a built-in safe. Boom. I think that was a good hit. In fact, I know it was, because there's no way the 7 would have cut down to the lower left-hand corner pocket. Hit it not make... I just had a replay and I missed it. Let's see if I can replay it over here. I totally can. I'm going to rewatch it. Let's see that in an instant replay. Because see what I'm saying? The 7 ball, there's no way it can cut down towards the lower left-hand corner pocket if it didn't hit the stripe first. Absolutely good hit. And these guys are great sports. Nobody's arguing about it. And that 7 ball's in a way more precarious situation now. Yes, indeed. All right, so from here, yeah, I mean, you got to get steep on that 7 to have a shot, to have a cut on it. I think I'm playing another safe here. I think a lot of players don't like this one because it involves the timing of 2 balls, but I like hitting off the top side of the 3 ball, off the left side rail, and then letting the 3 kind of drift up and back, and the cue ball hopefully nestle somewhere behind the 3. It's not an easy shot, but if you try it a few times, you're going to get it down. I can't say I executed a lot of the time, but worst case scenario, you're going to leave them on the head rail with a tough cut on the 12 ball. I am not trying to get out here. Can do that too. You could play off the right side of the 1 ball. Bang time, where's he drawn 3 rails to? What ball is he shooting off? I don't see it, but it wouldn't surprise me because I certainly don't see all the shots out there. I sat there and watched the pros. I got to see such great pool last night. God, it was awesome. And I was watching them play these patterns that just stun me every time. But what's nice is when you can see a run through and you're like, oh, absolutely, like this is the obvious shot and they're taking it. This is the obvious shot. This is the obvious safe. I sometimes feel a little bit cowardly or timid when I'm playing safe as much as I do, but it turns out the risks just aren't worth taking in a pressure situation. I would rather know that I'm leaving you a difficult shot than shoot that difficult shot myself. Because if I know you have lower percentages, I'd rather have you firing at it to give me a better shot the next time. And on a long enough timeline, that stuff starts working out. All right, playing that 3 ball. It's a good looking cue he's playing with. Okay, I really like that shot. I think he's thinking play the 5 next and drift down for the 7. I think you're going to make contact with a 10 ball, and I think you got a good chance of leaving yourself perfect on that 7. Roberto's saying, Doobie, step it up a bit. I myself am not going to tell him to do that, but you're right. Now's the time. Dueber and Grow with... Oh, man. Oh. And yeah, you got to push through a little more. It's so easy to get stuck back there. And in pressure situations, your muscles tighten up. You just get nervous, and you end up hitting the shot. And you're like, that's not what the cue ball does, because you're hitting it in a way that you're totally not used to hitting it. Only because I'm a 1 pocket player, do I like this shot. But I like hitting a 2-railer here. I like hitting off the head rail, side rail, and thin on the 1, and trying to leave my cue ball back there. I am pretty confident that I can make contact with the 1 ball, and because it's coming away from the corner pocket, I think I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to sell that out. That I'm not going to scratch. Things that can go wrong. You can hit too much of the ball and scratch. You can hit too much of the ball and knock it out of the way and open up the 9 ball. You can catch the point. Is he just shooting into the 12 and making it? Oh, man. Okay. Honestly, I like that shot too. I don't think the 12 passes the 1. I don't think the 12 passes the 9-7. I do think the 10 ball is a great opportunity for them to deal with something. I also think this is a great opportunity for them to play safe. You know what I'm doing? I'm playing safe using the 9 ball. I am putting the cue ball between the 12 and the 9, and I'm clipping off the 9 ball into the left side rail with a bunch of right spin to head up table, and hopefully leave right in about the center where they can't contact the 1. They're blocked from the 7. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Wait a minute. This is ball in hand, right? It was definitely ball in hand. Okay, yeah, I'm confused too, Betsy. I like the idea of making the ball and leaving them safe from that ball because they got a kick to make that 1, but they can kick and make that 1. Right here, if you make the ball and you don't hit it with pace, it doesn't do you any good because you're hooked. You no longer have the 1 rail kick. You can kick behind it. You can kick 1 rail to the right side rail and then into the 1 ball, and you have a good chance at a safe there. But if you're trying to make this ball and get out, you got to bank this with a little pace. You have room between the 12-9. You're going to hit the foot rail first. I'm thrilled to see them call a ref. And you're going to kick in and try and make this 1 ball. I'm going to be watching both cameras here. I'm going to blow this side up so I can see it all. None of you guys need to know that, but at some point I'll show you my little world back here, my little hole. Oh, yeah, you don't need a ref for this one. What a great shot. What a terrific, terrific shot. I don't know how much you guys can see, but look down there and look at the edge of that ball. I mean, you can't hit past a diamond and a half on the right side pocket. It's a terrific shot. Yeah, I don't think you can do much better than that. What am I doing here? And yeah, if you don't make contact, that 1 ball's open now. And the 8 ball goes a lot of different places. There's only 1 pocket it's blocked from. This is crazy, but I jack up on the shot and I hit with like masse low right. And I hit about as high on the rail as the 12 ball is now. And I pop it and I try and get a hit on the 9 ball. If I do, yeah, what does that get me? Maybe he's trying to pocket the 12 ball. And that, it's not going to go, though. Okay, no, I don't. I try and kick into the 10 ball. And I try and hit the top side of the 10 ball so that the cue ball drifts up table. Look at that. Oh, don't you dare. Whoa. Oh, man. Oh, Dueber and Grow, staying alive. That was scary. But nice kick. Way to make that happen. That was do or die. That was the end of the set if you missed that ball. And from here, you just can't execute the same safe. I mean, you can try, but I think it's really tough to pull off. You have to like catch the one so thin that they both stay down there. I think they're going to have a way better shot. And that's what that kick bottom was a way better shot. I'll bet it's been hard to hear me this whole time. Don't worry, you guys haven't been missing much. What you don't want to do here is kick thin. If you kick thin, you catch the foot rail first. That one is not going to get a rail. So I like that he went up a little bit. When you're kicking soft, it's coming off at a way wider angle. You got to remember that. What's up, Wambra? I'm kicking even higher than he's pointing. I'm kicking like at the first diamond. Hey, oh, some of you Felders. That is the most creative spelling of my name I've ever seen, and that's actually how I spell my name. Nice and easy, unless you're trying to make this ball. Yeah, great shot. And nothing's pocketable. I actually think about playing safe under their ball right here. I think about knocking that 12 up table and nestling the cue ball between the one ball and the foot rail. Hear me out. You're not going to sell out a shot. And they have an easy hit, but they have to push away from that. And it's really hard to not sell out a shot from there. You guys are hilarious. Well, we got some people out there watching. I'm glad to hear it. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Remember, please give us a like out there. Give it a share. Sharon is Karen, the both of them. And ding that bell. The bell makes it say something to you when we're saying something about pool. So if you're into it, we want you to be into it here. We're going to have a bunch of great pool over the next 8 days. There's like 900 tournaments going on here, and I can't even tell you how many great players are in the room. They finished up the Predator 10-ball open today. Chang won. It was awesome. Like I said before, I saw so much great pool. Got to see Corey Duel shooting a bridge break and, playing with a mask on. It's a nice shot. I wish it was a little further. And the scary thing here is that, Chaisson Larsen can afford to take a bank shot here. And I think they're gonna. Pretty sure this is Larsen. Yep, Larsen stepping to the table. And this is about as straight as they come. And by straight, this is the straight back master. I mean, all you're doing is a little bit off center. You're letting the cue ball naturally get out of the way. That one ball looks like it's going to be going wide, and it's just going to Nike swoosh right in there. It is easy to hit this short because that foot rail does catch a great deal. But I think they got it in them. I think they get it. Dun 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 dun. All right, we got confirmation. John saying that Corey has a pet mouse named Fievel. I didn't know the name. I just knew he had a mouse. So I'm learning a lot about the dueling dueler. Looks like he's coming around the other side and trying to come the backside, which is probably the safer route. Man, if he gets lucky, this game just changed a lot. A lot. Holy cow. Nope, John, you're an authority on this, and you heard it here first. John Graves saying that Corey Duel owns a pet mouse. Something to do with the Disney Corporation. And if you talk to Rick Jones and the Bad Boys, they know all there is to know about the Disneys. Colby's ever returned to upstage as a commentator. Oh, Colby did come back. She was awesome. She joined Mike D in the booth for a little while. She was calling it a night. She knew her fans out there wanted her to say good night, so she stepped in, give the people what they want, and I think you're going to see a lot more of Colby. She's got a bright future in this game. Holy cow. I'm going to bet if anybody wants action, you got action. I'm going to bet $5 that a ref is going to be called before the end of this game. Anybody out there want action? John, dude, you're killing me. It's a good thing Mike D's not in the booth. We've been losing it. It's been pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, this is tough. You know what I might do is I might glance off the top side of the 12 ball and leave them on the right side of the table and say, got it, go ahead. Because you can't. I guess the thing that they could do is they could play off the side rail with a bunch of English and try and fire it down the rail, knowing that you're going on the outside. But, I mean, all you got to do is catch barely past the halfway point and you're knocking that 8 ball in. He looks like he's not trying to make that ball. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Brinson, we got action. Yeah, I think there's no way a ref's not getting called. And the unfortunate thing, James, is that I'm going to call a ref if they don't. And I'm joking. I wouldn't interfere like that. But $5 is $5. I'm joshing. Yeah, I think your only move here is to play off the rail and kick this 1 ball. Play off the side rail, just thin it. I mean, it's better than giving up ball in hand. It's a scary spot to be. Use your measuring system. Yeah, no. Still not going to try to push that 1 ball past it. Got to kick 2 rails to avoid the 8. No. All you got to do, just right below the 1-8 combo, bunch of right English, half a diamond. He's going to kick 2 rails. And if you just catch half of that ball, you got a huge 1 ball there. All you got to do is catch a piece of it just to knock it clean. Cue ball's going to go down table. You're going to be free from the 8 ball. You know, the other move is you just knock it up table and say, go for it. You got ball in hand. Make it happen. Because I think a lot of people are going to go for the out, and I don't know that you can make that 8 ball from there. It sounds like I knew what I was talking about, but I don't. I'm just saying it that way. All right, I'm going to go call a ref. Well, I tell you what, man, Colby she's just a blast. She's seriously been here, and she was working. These days are long, and she was working long days. Wow. I'm about to lose $5. See, I guess I don't understand that shot because that's a risky one that doesn't get you anything. All right, James. I don't know if I'm going to have to Venmo you or what, but yeah, and that's the shot. You just want to thin off this ball, get to the right side of the table. I'm still impressed. I mean, it's a game-losing shot, but I'm still impressed he didn't make the 8 ball and executed that. You were right the first time. I realize you can hear that. That's me scratching my chin when I just don't know. Yeah, You were right the first time. Just thin that sucker. Oh, you just look like you're hitting so hard. Yep. Oh. All right. What do you think out there? It was John that I bet with, right? Who took my action? Well, you remind me. Whenever you owe somebody money, they'll remind you. It goes to the side. Do bank of the best, but take your time. I just can't find that at all. James, that's who it was. All right, James. I have one hope, and that is that he gets so in such a precarious spot that he need to call a ref for the hit. One thing that we've seen here is a couple really good shots made by Dueber, but he's overhit him just a little bit. So maybe he's figuring out that speed. Maybe he's able to taper this, hit it a little bit slower, and leave his teammate a good shot on that 8-ball. Take your time, buddy. I'm glad he is. This is to stay alive. This is a big one too. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but this is probably $1,000 set. And if somebody out there says they played $1,000 race to 3, I'm not gonna believe them, because I've seen a long set of $1,000 races to 3, and they were really good. And you guys might be really good too. That sounded terrible, but they were like, yeah, it was the pros. It was Billy Thorpe and who was it? Was it Superman? I think it was Superman. And I mean, they played. It was like 9 races to 3 for 1,000. And I am calling a ref here. I tell you what. Who's not calling a ref? Oh, there they come. There they are. We've got a winner, James Princeton, in the booth, making money. That's the first $5 I've made in days. It's in the hole, but he called a ref. Yes. That's a big win for Dueber and Grow. Good shooting, guys. 2-1, staying alive. We're going to 3. All right. They're confirming the score in an audible way, so see him in Western BC and 9-ball. Don't worry, I'll remember. Perfect, James. Believe it or not, I trust you for it. I know you're good for it. Thanks for taking my action. It's getting a little lonely in here in the old booth. You guys are keeping me company. I sure appreciate it. And this is the last one of the night. We're going into Sunday tomorrow. Louisiana boys going to call for a ref. Yes, indeed. And they did. Nice spread. I'll be darned. Anyway, back to the game at hand. We're at 2-1. Chaisson Larsen. Dueber and Grow at the table. We got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 balls on the table. And Dueber and Grow pocketing a couple. Good looking table here. Kind of looking to see what they want to do. I really think, man, not a lot of options. I don't know what he's doing. Back cutting that? Okay. There we go. I did like the look of stripes. I like the look of solids too. The only reason I don't like stripes is that ball towards the right that's under what I think is the 4-ball. I'm going to call it the 4-ball. you're going to have to, this isn't going to come natural, this out. So, yep, I like that you're jacking up a little bit. I like that hopefully you're going to pop out for that 10 ball. Oh, and underhit it just a little bit. Or you can call that a safe, and that was a strong, strong safe. The 1 ball may go between the 4-8. In fact, the more I look at it, excuse me, the more I think it does. So hopefully it's gonna open up for these guys. Chaisson Larsen, 1 game away from victory. They're 2, 4, 6, 7 balls away from this. I mean, I'll bet it's about $3,000, $2,000. So this is probably $1,000 set. One way or the other, all these individuals are walking away with some cash. They fought through a huge bracket to get here. We're going to see just how much they're walking away with, though. This is for that extra bonus at the end, and the title. I mean, saying you won Worlds is a big deal. It's one of the coolest parts about this event is there are a lot of different events going on. So, I mean, all these different skill levels have an opportunity to play people in a similar skill level, and that's how you keep people excited, competitive, driven, wanting and able to spend money to come make these things happen. I mean, all these guys have put in countless hours of practice. They've invested money that they've earned, and I mean, we all know what we do for money, and it ain't always fun. And just to come out here to put their skill set on the line, to take their chance. And I respect everybody who steps up to play. So, especially when you fight through that bracket of a whole bunch of people that are stepping up to play, I'm proud of you for getting to the finals. And let's see who's going to come out on top. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little sentimental. Maybe I'm getting tired. That's probably it. Enough to see that 7 ball in the lower left-hand corner pocket? Man, this monitor's deceiving. We're going to start giving you top view updates. There's a GoPro in this light, in this beautiful Littman light up above you, and we haven't been able to use it yet. But we got a top guy on it, and Jeremy has been working tirelessly to try and make this stuff happen. He's got to coordinate with the casino, man, and all sorts of stuff. He's got to get up in the rafters to make this thing work because the Wi-Fi signal won't pan out for us, and it's pretty cool. I feel a little ridiculous being like, so do we get that camera working? When these guys are doing so much. You would be blown away once you start doing a little bit involved in this stuff, how many moving pieces there are going on. I am very impressed and extremely grateful for all the hard work they put in. It's a great speed, well-played shot. I don't care what you do here. You just got to get open to a shot. I like punching this ball. I like punching this ball knowing that I'm going to slip between the 4-8, and the worst case is I'm going to leave myself a back cut on the 9. I don't think the 14 has a cue ball position to be cut in the lower left-hand corner pocket, so I would like to be a little straighter on that 9 ball so that I can leave myself for the 14 in the lower right-hand corner pocket. James, you're right about that. But the Union guys have left. They were here the first day. They took their second lunch, and I know they're working hard. I mean, you should see this rafter situation they put in. I can't believe what's hanging up above me, and I'm glad that they're skilled workers that are putting it in, because if this truss dropped, have you seen those apple cutters? Just like one push and they slice an apple into pieces. That's kind of how I feel. I'm the apple. Boom. All right, so that's what I mean about if you draw, you're not quite sure what's going to happen off there. Whereas punchy, you're getting through there, and you're not going to go high or low. You're going to leave yourself something, and that's a bummer of an outcome. I want to kick the 14 ball. You don't have a good position. You're kicking anyway. I don't think that's going to get you very safe. Well, upside, you got something to deal with the 14 ball. Downside, you got something else in the cluster. This opening shot is big, and I am not going to take it. I'm going to play safe. I'm going to play safe off the 1 ball and go to the head cushion. Looks like he's going to try the 5 ball. Drills that shot. Nice shot. Well, 2-4 combo. Coming right up. Bang time pool. I don't know what you're talking about, but I also don't get that. I think that puts you in a precarious situation there. And now you're opening things up in the middle of their cluster. But that 2-4 combo is juicy. The 4 ball goes from, it's just a big side pocket right there. So here's open. Good luck to you. It's a good question, Womber. I don't know that the 2 goes past the 1 in the upper right hand side pocket. It may. And do I think it's a better shot if it does? Yes. If that does, I feel like I can deal with a 6 right now. So if you shoot that shot and you don't follow a whole bunch and you don't draw a whole bunch, if you just kind of punch out, but he's looking at that combo. And honestly, the combo's pretty juicy. I know for a lot of shot makers, they'd rather hit at a fat ball than, I think a lot of players just undercut that 2 ball in the upper right-hand corner, and they're used to that. You're in close proximity. Probably just don't counteract the contact-induced throw. Look at that. It's a great shot. I think that ideally what I'd like is to play the 1 up to the head rail and back out, the 2 back down, and follow the 2 down to take the 6, 6 to the 7, 7 to the 8. There you go. That also leaves the 6 ball, and that is a great ramp to get back up there. Thought that was the 8 ball. Yep. 6 up, back up to play the 7 or the 8 next. Or, sorry, the 7 or the 1 next. I like that. You really don't have to do much with it. I personally want to hit this ball soft, and I want to deal with the 7 just because I got to get under the 7 to make it. I'm limited where I can make the 7. The 1 ball, I can be almost anywhere on this side of the 1 ball, the foot side of the 1 ball. And yeah, just make this 6 ball, and you're going to be in good position. Straight, you can shoot a high ball, just not too hard. So hit it hard enough that you're going to have to take the 1 next. Like I said, now you're in a position where you got to get the cue ball back to this foot side of the 7 ball. Maybe not. Maybe he's thinking slide out and take the 7 in the lower right-hand corner pocket. It's very doable. So in that case, one way or the other, I'm hitting high outside. Could be wanting to draw, but it looks like he's going 1 rail and leaving him short side. Looks like a perfect shot. Man, great line. This camera is adjusting a lot. Maybe it's just me, but Looks funky. All right, unfortunately, a little too on the rail to really want to jack up and draw this ball or to stop it. So I'm probably going to follow it and then take the 8 in the upper right-hand corner pocket. Keep in mind that this is $1,000 two balls. So we're 2 balls away from first and second place. I wish I had the payout in front of me so I could tell you exactly. It's a long bridge for a straight shot. It looks pretty comfortable. Pushing straight through. Yeah, I don't blame him for taking the time on this shot. This is a lot of pressure. You can do it. I'm excited to play tomorrow. I've been talking for a couple days, and I'm sure you guys are ready for someone else in here, and I'm ready to be the guy on the table again. I hope you guys didn't have to watch me play last time, but if you get a chance to next time, I'll try to play a little stronger. One of the things I enjoy so much about commentating is it really makes me put my money where my mouth is. I look at all these mistakes that people make, and I'm like, oh, you can't be doing that. It kind of makes me think a little more like that when I'm on the table. So hopefully I'm holding myself a little more accountable too. What's going on here? Is he just getting an eye on it? Yeah, he's thinking about pushing through for the 8. Turbo, you're right about that, but it's a lot of fun. And I tell you, working with people like Mike D, Bad Boys, with Bob, I mean, these guys, I work with Kevin and Sherry Ross, and they are phenomenal. They're the people that I completely attribute to giving me an opportunity to jump in the booth. And they just kind of took a chance on me and said, well, this guy doesn't seem awful. And I think that's about all they could have known about me, was that they didn't hate me. But they've given me a huge opportunity here. Bad Boys has given me a huge opportunity here, letting me come along with them. Joel Peck is one of my close friends and somebody I love working with. And Mike D is about as fun as they get in the booth. He and I have had a really, really good rapport. John talking about you can't cuss, and it turns out on Bad Boys TV, I can. I don't know if you guys know me in person, but I don't have a sailor's mouth, but I do have a bartender's mouth. And there's a lot of 4-letter words that fly out of there. I try to taper it. They fly out every now and then on here, but Rick Jones said to me at one point, he's like, this isn't any other station. This is Bad Boys TV. You get to talk like a bad boy. And I was like, all right, that sounds good. But the fact is, I don't think I need that. I try to stay away from it, but every now and then it slips, and when it does, it's not on purpose. So thank you all for tuning in. Glad you're enjoying it. Can't tell if he's going to make contact with that 9 ball, but it does look like, yeah, I mean, it's going to nudge in the right direction if he does. As long as he hits, he might be drawing that ball. I think that's such a mistake. Oh, but drills it and totally leaves the opening. Oh, what a shot. This is bronze if it's 650 for second and 1,000 for first. This is huge right here. And this is their double dip. Take your time. Take your time. Walk around. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh. Man. John, I wish you were here. We could use a good chef in the building. But one of these times we'll make it happen. And you thought there was a lot of pressure on that shot. Dueber grow with a huge opportunity. Looks like he does have a line to get to that 10 ball. I mean, you make this 10 ball and get good on the 14 or 9 without bumping the 14 at the 8. You're in a good position to win this game and go hill. But this is do or die time. This is the only thing you can do is run out here. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I don't know what you do. I think you gotta try to play the 14-9 and the 9 ball either in the upper or lower left-hand corner pocket. But that's so rough. Man, I feel your pain. You try and not overhit it. You try and play it smart, and they come off different when you're in pressure situations. I don't know how to describe it. James, you do. Vomiting is an option at this point. I might try and play safe. I might line up with the inside of my cue ball and try and thin off the 14 and get on the 9 ball. If I don't shoot at a pocket right now that gives me a chance to win and they get out, I don't care who you are. I am cool. I'm furious that I didn't take my shot. I don't know a player in here. I don't know if Paul Marquez himself would take this shot right now. We're looking. So here's the situation. These guys are down 2-1. They were gifted. Barely rattled this 8 ball. They were gifted a 4 ball out.
Okay.
And I took a shot, kind of got a rough roll, and ended up behind the 14. What I'm saying is I thought maybe you can thin off the 14, try and play it safe against the 9. But if I don't shoot to win this game right now, I'm never going to forgive myself. I don't care what I choose to do. If I don't take a swing at it, I'm going to be bummed out because somebody else is going to beat me.
I'm going to have to apologize. And what game are we playing here?
We're playing 8 ball.
And that's the 9 ball and the... Oh, I see.
So they're shooting the stripes.
I see.
Hook behind there. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the booth the one, the only, the fabulous Paul Marquez.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Yeah, this is a tough spot here. I mean, boy, I don't really see a safe except for the baby touch to the left there, right? Thin the ball and try to sneak up on the. You need to push the 14 towards the 9.
Exactly.
You push the 14 and then try to stick him on those 2 balls, right? He's going the wrong way.
And he's trying to kick it and get in the hole. Oh, and did he get a hook? I don't think he did.
No. This game's over.
It is.
Yeah.
It was only hero shots from there, and you tried one of them. So that's a rough miss. A heck of a fight, and this is going to be Chaisson Larsen, 1 ball away from this first place victory. Chaisson going to take this down.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I'm watching the wrong screen now.
It's easy to happen.
Just got to the booth, man.
Well, welcome to you. It won't be your last time in here. We're thrilled to have you. There it is. We got a championship.
Wow.
Huge congratulations to Chaisson Larsen. An amazing fight back for Dueber and Grow. They were down 2-0. Almost came back to make that a hill thriller. Paul Marquez, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that was short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Just like me.
Hey, we can talk as long as we want. Short and sweet.
Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
I look forward to it.
All right.
Thank you very much. This is Summerfield Habner, Bad Boys TV 2020 CSI Expo. We are playing BCA 8-ball Scotch doubles division, bronze division. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody out there who's been watching, chatting, keeping me awake, making me laugh. I really appreciate it. Like these guys, follow us. We're going to be here all week. Don't go away.